Tonight, the family is rocked by devastating news, leaving Bates fans in disbelief. Chad Paine, Erin Bates' husband, is devastated after his wife was taken to the hospital in critical condition. As he struggles to remain strong for their children, many have been moved to tears by his emotional breakdown. What was Erin's actual fate? And how is Chad handling this terrible situation? Join us as we reveal the whole truth about this horrifying medical crisis. Erin Bates has become pregnant once more. Chad Paine, the husband of the Bringing Up Bates star, is expecting their 7th child. The slow awakening of Tennessee is quite astounding. Gleaming on the grass, birds welcoming the dawn, and early light filtered through the sycamores. 6 feet of laughter and 1 heartbeat that doesn't yet belong to any of those 6 tiny bodies fill the air here on a vast property tucked away in the undulating hills. It was just another morning, but this one was different. A nest that has grown snug and full is located inside the Paine family home, which was formerly the base for Asterisk viewers who brought up Bates. It feels less like a house and more like a beehive of love, sticker-fingered kindness, and bed-hopping etiquette thanks to the 6 kids, Casso, Brooklyn, Evely Holland Finley, and newborn Miles. However, a silence reigns on this day. Erin Bates Paine, 33, is tall, elegant, and calm. He sits at the kitchen island with a mug of chamomile tea clasped in his wildly busy hands. Hovering close by is her husband, Chad, a patient architect with a gentle smile and quiet resolve. "I simply," Erin begins, then ceases. Her voice catches. Chad looks over in alarm. She gazes at the mug as though it were the fulcrum that held everything together. "What is it?" Gently, he asks. She inhales. "I completed an exam." Chad sits. "I see." She looked him in the eyes 3 mornings ago and muttered, "It's positive." The suffering household suddenly holds its collective breath. You might assume that a second pregnancy test line would hardly register after 6 children. I've been there, done it, and am now going on. However, this one comes with a boom of its own. Full in every way, overwhelming, and powerful. Though their hands are full, Erin and Chad's emotions insist they're not done filling as they sit in their kitchen, the entire world bubbling in coffee mugs and floral tea. "Will everything be all right?" Erin whispers, her voice tinged with concern despite its pragmatic streak. Chad takes her hands in both. "This is within our grasp." A pause occurs. Erin then lets out a single tear. Indeed, it is as overpowering as realizing the view keeps growing while standing atop a mountain. Families have never shied away from faith despite the pain and hardship. It permeates their family movie evenings, their morning prayers, and their chilly embraces following trying times. Bigger stories are penned by bigger hands in inherent trust. Since their 2012 wedding on a different Tennessee lawn, Erin and Chad have known they will have children. But there's more seriousness about this pregnancy. Erin had experienced health issues in previous years. Doctors had warned her against getting pregnant again after she experienced deadly blood clots during childbirth. All of a sudden, having an extra baby is no longer assured. Despite medical odds and the passing of time, she now has hope for the future. In the beginning, every test is conducted with fluttering heartbeats, followed by ultrasounds after a positive result and cautious pleasure. The technician exclaims, "There it is," with a pleasant voice, brilliant eyes, and a slight flicker on the screen. A spark too little to see, a dance in Erin's womb, and yet everything. Erin whispers, "We have to tell the kids," voice trembling from the tension between fear and joy. "I'm worried about them," acknowledges Chad. Next is the news day, which is a staged family portrait. Chad, Chamber, and Erin, all dressed simply but nicely in a traditional white sundress. She is holding a small pair of baby shoes that are pastel pink. 6 pairs of tiny sneakers were at her feet. The kids squirm and giggle as they swarm around. The sound of someone's phone clicking is recorded somewhere. Before posting, Baby 7 reviews the image they will overlay. The floodgates open instantly. Social media applauds in the form of messages, likes, tear emojis, and spells. 7 may feel like a journey into unknown lands to some. Others see it as a typical manifestation of familial affection. Haley Grace remembers witnessing the TikTok unveiling and saying, "She just glowed. There was only brilliant joy, not confusion. There is a minor change in the tempo in the Paine family. Maternity leggings and empire waist tops proliferate in Erin's closet. Prenatal stretching is interwoven with her piano practice. She continues to play chop pin for the infant while seated at her console. Fingers traced well-known tunes, palms sized over the keys. Every afternoon, CS and holes in the mail. New ultrasound images, then. All day long, Brooklyn clambers onto Erin's lap and mutters about wanting a baby sister. This one might be one, perhaps. At preschool age, Eve tells her stuffed rabbit from Holland, "We have to clean your room." Eve is counting down the days until the baby is born and is eager to teach the infant the ABCs. While Miles, who is neither a baby nor a youngster, insists on nursing and nuzzling on Erin's den floor, Finley strolls around the kitchen with his hands slick with breakfast. Being the baby makes him proud. "Will the baby eat chips when I hold it, Mom?" With real curiosity, Brooklyn presses. Erin chuckles softly and amusedly. Chips are not eaten first by babies. The Paine family, of course, is not isolated. They have community rallies. Between Gil and Kelly Bates, the Bates clan has 19 children, and they distribute diaper delivery and castles. Rides to church are provided by neighbors. On laundry days, Erin's younger sister Kay offers to watch the kids. Pastor Green of the local church says it's that delicious Tennessee thing. We all celebrate when one of us does. The school is filled with balloons. At the front gate is a whiteboard sign that reads Baby 7. There is a murmur in the social streams. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. They have a lovely anticipation and are light. Erin and Chad remember praying late at night for 2 weeks prior to becoming pregnant. "We're happy with the 6 you gave us, Lord. We trust your plan, though, if there is more." It was an honest, sincere agreement. Closed hands that are prepared for release or receipt. Then Erin heard a whisper in the silence following prayer. She described it as an instantaneous, comforting presence that seemed to be sewn right into her soul rather than a voice. It said, "You're going to have another baby. It will arrive. It's life. It's love." She experienced a deep sense of tranquility that she was unable to attribute to fright or ignorance. Overwhelming sounded divine in that moment. 6 is not 7. The groceries have grown. The fridge doesn't empty in days, but rather in hours. It's crowded during car rides. Carpools for dance and soccer turn into logistical orchestras. They now keep snacks, water bottles, and extra socks in the back of the minivan, Erin laughs. Cereal boxes are stored in the washing room. It's practical, even though it's random. Here, things slip between the cracks. She chuckles. She never stops, though. She gets up before the sun comes up to pray, write in her gratitude diary, and then greet lunchboxes and breakfast lines. She practices the piano in 15-minute spurts. In July, she sings Christmas carols, constructs forts, and reads bedtime stories. It's exhaustingly, gloriously normal. Chad manages snack time while attending client meetings. With baby burp rags in one hand and dinner plates in the other, he is a dependable anchor. He has mastered Finley's cherished giraffe motif and is adept at changing diapers. He tucks kids into beds and lubricates knees. When he can't sleep, he watches back Erin's ultrasound videos on his phone. A fresh perspective is brought about by new life. Sitting on the back porch, Erin and Chad have a beer and a glass of tea in front of them. They work mostly from home, much like a lot of couples in our period. "Think we can pull this off?" Erin murmurs. Chad follows her neckline, where the dress's top hugs her expectant body. "If you can," he says, pointing to her abdomen. "Then I can." They discuss about money, faith, and even college funds while sitting up late. And they think they are not alone even though the long haul that lies ahead of them is a length of years rather than unending midnight sobs. Experience with 5 girls and a boy already lies behind them. But the uncertainty is ahead. They are anxiously awaiting something. The nesting frenzy begins 2 weeks before the due date. Erin begins hiring cleaners as their house already veers toward disaster. She arranges for nannies. She takes notes on the locations of everything. In the Brooklyn Miles office, she labels diaper bags. Baby 7 is written in clean black lettering on pastel blue. Isn't the fact that infants don't use diaper bags amusing? She takes another look at the baby's shoes. All of a sudden, those little moccasins seem familiar. Chad purchases a strong Jenny Lind wooden crib to build. Upstairs rooms are already occupied by others. The nurseries, trees, and ivory swans are all covered in a pastel mural. Overhanging the crib are wooden stars and a mobile. It comes naturally. 7. Nevertheless, they continue to look at one another as if they were strangers entering a play they co-wrote. When delivery class continues at 38 weeks, it's more like a circus because there are 6 babies. No newborns cry, but one child does. Erin's pregnant pillow is tried on by another. Aaron had a brief minute to himself in the quiet before the storm. When she had 1 kid, then 2, then 4, she would fold them into her prayer corner in the guest room. She takes a breath. Months ago, she had heard a whisper of serenity. She keeps it near. They have a birth plan in place, despite the possibility of natural problems. With hospital assistance, a home birth was led by a middle gospel midwife. Hymns will be played. Turn down the lights. Warm towels. Allow relatives to observe vigil. As soon as the contraction starts, she texts Chad, saying, "It's happening." Aaron takes a last breath on a beautiful July evening as lightning bugs blink in the yard, and the room falls silent as time passes. The voice then emerges, a cry full of promise that is neither feminine nor infantile. Then, there she is, a squall of wrinkled skin and new lungs. It's hard to pinpoint the exact moment, 3:42 a.m., 40:01, but time itself seems brittle. In the beginning, they soothe her by calling her baby girl Paine. Then a name comes to mind. Calm Faith. It suits. The appearance of serenity. She's pink. She sobs. Aaron is easy for her to cling on to. Everyone in the room hums in an attempt to relax down as the tiny tongue flicks. Brooklyn leads the siblings as they stumble in, giving the new baby a pair of small pink sunglasses. The bassinet against the ears. They request to hold hands. She's sweet, so soft, it's adorably inaudible, they murmur. The Bates family comes by. They rock and coo. They set trays and castles. Aunt Kelly smiles and pushes back Serenity's smirks. Tears. Aaron and Chad's gazes shift from one another to the young girl who entered the room just like everyone else. And once more, this silence, this sacred overpower, as they had experienced months before. They sense it. The world moves aside. People wait for social announcements. The organization of the entryway remains tight. Healing, bonding, nursing, and seeing babies carry their newborns for 2 weeks. They take a big breath and lean back. Together, they arrive at the sofa, peace tucked away above Aaron's heart. Numerous kids were gathered together. There is silence on the TV. The cicadas hum outside. The silence falls. A suburban home with biblical fanfare. They consider every choice they have taken thus far. They utter a silent, special, private prayer of gratitude, and they choose hope over fear, faith over caution, and trust over trepidation. They make another post 2 weeks later. Aaron holding Serenity, the others in the backdrop wearing Big Brother-Sister t-shirts, Serenity's name, birth date, weight, length, a poem, a hymn lyric, and a Polaroid-style photo. Very overwhelming, the caption says. The comment section blossoms. Well done. She is flawless. May you be blessed. Emojis of hearts persist for days. Magazines write, too. Introducing the bait. Baby 7 is welcomed by star. Teens react with emojis. Birth stories are shared by mothers. Dads reenact the scene on the couch. In Facebook chats for family groups, sisters tag one another. 4 days in. Erin came out. Back in the pew at church. Frame of a camera. I want to strike a balance between young and old. Chad lifts kids up onto his shoulders. Aaron holds Peace in his arms, which are softly knitted in grey. Look how much we carry, she thinks. They are exhausted, but not from fatigue, rather, they are proud. These children are all the echo of life. Every one of them has its own echo chamber. And the 7th one is just as welcoming and just as home. She can still see the amazement in her eyes. Yes, another, she says, her voice firm and gentle, light on her feet. And we're quite happy. Conclusion. A year in, 7 souls, 7 gifts. This summer will be remembered as the year of grace. 7 kids, 7 hearts. Laundry heaps outnumber furniture. Lavish meals that seem hurried and sacred. A minivan that is so packed that it almost hums. They are aware that this reality endures, though, despite the tugging and tugging, the laughter of kids in the porchlight, the curl of infant hands, and the gentle scent of him filling the living room. There is space when a heart opens. A family grows to hold what it loves most when it has faith. Here they are, Erin and Chad, with their 7 tiny hearts beating in heavenly, overwhelming unison. And the tale is far from over. As they embrace fresh love, fresh breaths, and fresh days, it simply goes on season after season. The subsequent, painful tale, which is based on faith, hope, and the amazing web of life, serves as a reminder that happiness can arise when plans appear to be finished. That wonderful chapters can be written by trusting the silence, the fear, the amazement, and saying yes once more. Like other births, this 7th baby has experienced milestone grins, sleepless nights, and the whisper of news at dawn. Develop their hearts. Extend your world. Music.